Really make something of or take advantage of. When I was asking you before when I was asking the different people, what do you think you did that was special? Something that's special. And that's an opportunity, because of the way it's written, to be something special, to stand out. But again, let me ask you, if you would play the intro again, okay? This is you, okay? This is your, if it's fluttering or kind of like, did you play it? Uneasiness, right? What is it? Is that uneasiness, you know? And so if you go back to this idea that what is happening in the music, the orchestra, is actually you, it'll put you in the right spirit. So when you ask the question, it falls to me in a better way. It's more effective, it's more clear. Sometimes we have to use that. And when we hear, and I understand, it's understandable, when we're nervous, sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember all the words, or oh my gosh, is my art, you know, I don't know. It's any number of things why you feel like I'm a little bit unsettled. But if you have to like latch onto something to energize where you are, that can help you a great deal, okay? So let that energize the question, the first question you ask. Can we start again, please? This is you, okay? Fernanda, right? Okay. doing differently, that's the place where you need to find. Because otherwise it sits back and it won't travel very far. And you have the ability, as you just showed us, to do it. You can, okay? So discuss it with your teacher, and figure out how you can have that resonant space so it can be frontal and not. Okay? One more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's necessary in song literature. It's necessary to show that the variety of colors and crescendos and decrescendos and when you sing piano, it's not necessarily a volume thing as much as it is an atmosphere thing or a mood, because the capacity of our voice is what it is. A lot of people, they're like, within this range, maybe they don't have that huge of a voice. I don't have that large of a voice. I'm a bel canto singer. That's what I do. But what I try to do is make it all relative. So if I will sing piano or triple piano, it makes my forte sound more forte because, that's all I have. But it sounds more forte when I sing it because I try to sing piano, okay? And so what I'm saying is to you, even if you have to make the listener lean in sometimes, give them different colors and dynamic levels and other things. So it's not, you can show a reason why the composer wrote all of those different things. Because if it only meant for one thing, he would have wrote it one time. If it was only effective one time, he wouldn't need to write it that many times. You can say, he wrote it that many times because I have to give that many different variations of what that means. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to find, and I want you, in your own way, in your own time, to figure out what all that means. Because you asked the question again, right?
Yeah.
Corazón, ¿por qué pasa? You asked the exact same question, no?
Yes, I think.
This is, the noche de amor, despierto. Is it the exact same question? Why do you have to ask the question two times? if you ask the person. So it means that you've gone on a journey, that there's more of a realization of what that question means. And so I need to understand why you say it the second time. I'm not trying to be so philosophical, as opposed to I'm just trying to give you a point to think of how do I present this so it's not just nice, cute, they say in the notes, but it's actually an effective piece that people understand, wow, I was taken, as I said before, to another gentleman, I was taken on a journey. Okay? Okay, sing one more time. No. Let's do the off. Let's do the off.
Okay.
You want to do the off?
Yes.
Okay, let's do the off. Don't forget my position. Fourth position, right? Okay. It's like we did all this for nothing because you're asking the same question in the same way.
Right.
You know? So if you do it the first time or the second, if you make a choice to do it one way the first time and one way the second time, I think it can be more effective.
Okay.
You know, as opposed to doing the exact same way. You know, you talk to someone and, you know, you have a conversation and you're like, okay, I'm going to help you through this, and we talk to, you know, we get through it and everything. Okay, you're in a good place, yeah. Then they ask you, well, what do? I'm like, we just went through all of that, and, you know, it's the same idea is that you're asking a question in a different way as opposed to the exact same way. Okay? Just something that I want to give you food for thought to make this a little bit more, even more lively and interesting. But please talk to your teacher about this idea of the forward placement because it really works so much better.